Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, which is Explore Yourselves, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I am going to describe about suggestions for the 13th Bipartite Settlement (BPS) and 10th Joint Note. Extend administrative transfer benefits to compensate ground postings. Introductions. The banking industry has always recognized that employees are its most valuable asset, while operational efficiency and business growth remain top priorities. Employee welfare and compensation are equally important for maintaining a motivated and committed workforce. Over the years, the bipartite settlements and joint notes have introduced several employee-friendly provisions that acknowledge the importance of work-life balance and human dignity. However, there is still scope for improvement in certain areas. One such area is the treatment of employees who receive postings on compulsory grounds. A positive and practical suggestions for the upcoming 13th bipartite settlement (BPS) and the 10th joint note is to extend the same traveling facilities and subsidized accommodations benefits available for administrative transfers to employees who are transferred or posted on compassionate grounds. Understanding compassionate ground postings. Compassionate ground postings are generally requested by employees who are facing exceptional personal or family circumstances. Such situations may include the serious illness of self or family members, the need to care for elderly parents, disability-related requirements, the education of dependent children, or other genuine humanitarian concerns. Employees requesting such postings are not seeking special privileges but are attempting to balance their professional responsibilities with unavoidable personal obligations. When management considers these requests sympathetically, it demonstrates that the organization values its employees beyond their official roles. Region positions and the need for improvement. Administrative transfers are usually initiated by the bank in the interest of organizational requirements. Accordingly, employees transfers under this category are generally eligible for traveling expenses, transportation assistance, and wherever applicable, subsidized accommodations or related facilities as per the existing service rules. However, employees whose requests are approved on compulsory grounds may not always receive similar benefits because the transfer originates from the employee's request rather than the bank's administrative decision. This difference in treatment can create an unintended financial burden on employees who are already dealing with difficult personal situations. Since compulsory transfers are approved only after due considerations by the competent authority, extending comparable support would be a human and balanced policy decision. Why equal benefits make practical sense? When a bank approves a compulsory ground posting, it has already acknowledged the existence of a genuine hardship, requiring the employee to bear significant relocation expenses immediately after approval may reduce the very relief that the compulsory posting intends to provide. Extending traveling allowances and subsidized accommodation similar to administrative transfers would help employees settle quickly at their new place of posting without facing additional financial stress. Such assistance would enable them to focus on their responsibilities instead of worrying about relocation costs and temporary accommodations. Positive impact on employee welfare. Employees who receive timely support during difficult phases of life often develop stronger trust in their organizations. A compassionate welfare policy promotes mental well-being, reduces anxiety, and creates a positive working environment. When employees feel that the institution stands with them during challenging circumstances, their commitment, productivity, and loyalty naturally improve. This not only benefits individual employees but also contributes to a healthier organizational culture built on mutual respect and empathy. Benefits for the bank. From the bank's perspective, extending these facilities is likely to produce long-term advantages. Employees who receive compassionate assistance are generally more motivated to contribute positively to the organizations. Improved employee satisfaction reduces workplace stress, enhances morale, and strengthens staff retention. Furthermore, a welfare-oriented policy enhances the bank's reputation as a responsible employer, making it easier to attract and retain talented professionals. A compassionate approach also aligns with modern human resource practices that recognize employee well-being as an essential component of organizational success. A fair and balanced proposal. The proposed provisions need not be open-ended. The benefits may be extended only to compulsory ground postings that have been formally approved by the competent authority after verifying the genuineness of the request. Existing eligibility conditions, financial ceilings, documentation requirements, and administrative procedures applicable to administrative transfers may also be followed, ensuring transparency and preventing misuse. Such an approach would maintain financial discipline while ensuring that deserving employees receive meaningful support during times of genuine hardship. Suggestions for considerations. The suitable provisions may be considered in the 13th Bipartite Settlement (BPS) and 10th Joint Note stating that employees whose transfers or posting on compulsory grounds is approved by the competent authority may be granted traveling facilities, transportation assistance, and subsidized accommodation wherever applicable, on the same terms and conditions as those available for administrative transfers, subject to existing rules and prescribed eligibility criteria. These provisions should ensure uniformity, fairness, and a compassionate approach while maintaining administrative control. Conclusions. A compassionate workplace is built not only through policies but through thoughtful implementations of employees' welfare measures. Providing traveling facilities and subsidized accommodations to employees transferred on compulsory grounds at par with administrative transfers would represent a meaningful step toward a more caring and inclusive banking environment. Such a policy would reduce financial hardship, improve employee morale, strengthen organizational trust, and reinforce the banking industry's commitment to both operational excellence and human values. The proposed amendment deserves careful considerations during the discussions on the 13th bipartite settlement and the 10th joint note, as it has the potential to benefit employees and institutions alike. Disclaimer. This article is an independent suggestion prepared for discussions and awareness purposes. It reflects the constructive policy recommendations intended to support employee welfare and organizational efficiency. The proposal does not represent any official decisions, agreement, or policy of the Indian Banks Associations, bank managements, employee unions, or any negotiating body. The final provisions of the 13th Bipartite Settlement (BPS) and the 10th Joint Note will depend upon mutual negotiations and the officially approved terms and conditions. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, subscribe, and share.